Welcome to the OSINT Briefing, your daily deep dive into open source intelligence, cybersecurity, and digital investigations. I'm John Luca, and you're listening to insights powered by OSINTinvestigate.com. Let's get started with the most relevant OSINT-driven stories shaping the landscape today, March 24th, 2026. Segment 1, Cyber Conflict and OSINT in Modern Warfare. We begin with a story that highlights how OSINT and cyber intelligence are now inseparable from modern conflict. Recent reports reveal that U.S. and allied cyber operations targeted Iran ahead of kinetic military actions earlier this year. These operations reportedly degraded parts of Iran's cyber capabilities, but not completely. What's particularly important from an OSINT perspective is what came next. Despite those disruptions, Iranian-linked groups have continued launching cyber attacks, including one targeting a major U.S. medical technology company, allegedly affecting hundreds of thousands of devices. This reinforces a critical OSINT takeaway. Open-source data, such as breach disclosures, infrastructure leaks, and threat actor communications, remains essential for tracking asymmetric cyber retaliation, especially when nation-state actors rely on proxies. In 2026, cyber warfare is no longer just about classified intelligence. Much of the battlefield is visible if you know where to look. Segment 2, BreachForums Takedown, a win for OSINT investigators. Next, a major development in the cybercrime ecosystem. BreachForums, one of the most notorious marketplaces for stolen data and malware, has once again been taken offline, but this time, not by law enforcement alone. Instead, a coordinated effort by independent researchers and a nonprofit intelligence group identified the platform's infrastructure and successfully reported it, leading to its shutdown. This is a textbook case of OSINT in action. Investigators leveraged publicly available data, hosting records, infrastructure mapping, and digital breadcrumbs to disrupt a major cybercriminal hub. Even more interesting, the forum had already suffered internal damage after its own database was leaked earlier this year, eroding trust within its community. The lesson here is clear. OSINT is no longer just about passive intelligence gathering. It is increasingly being used for active disruption. Segment 3, AI, Disinformation, and the new OSINT challenge. Another key trend emerging right now is the growing overlap between OSINT and artificial intelligence. Cybersecurity experts are warning that AI-generated content, deepfakes, synthetic text, and automated scams is accelerating the spread of disinformation. At the same time, major tech companies are beginning to coordinate efforts to counter online fraud and manipulation. For OSINT analysts, this creates a paradox. The same technologies that enhance intelligence collection also increase noise, deception, and cognitive overload. Verification is no longer a step, it's the core skill. Analysts must now assume that any piece of content could be manipulated, requiring deeper validation techniques across multiple sources. Segment 4, the bigger picture, OSINT as a strategic discipline. Zooming out, what we're seeing today reflects a broader shift. OSINT is no longer a niche capability. It's becoming a foundational pillar of intelligence work across governments, private companies, and independent investigators. Global demand is growing rapidly, driven by cyber threats, geopolitical instability, and the need for real-time insights. At the institutional level, intelligence agencies are actively investing in OSINT strategies, focusing on data integration, innovation, and workforce development through this decade. And on the ground, stories like the BreachForums Takedown show that individuals and small teams can have a real operational impact. Closing thoughts. So what's the takeaway from today? OSINT is evolving in 3 key directions. It's becoming operational, not just analytical. It's central to cyber conflict and threat intelligence. And it's being reshaped by AI, both as a tool and a threat. For analysts, investigators, and security professionals, the message is simple. The open-source domain is no longer optional. It is the front line. That's all for today's OSINT brief. I'm John Luca, and for more insights, tools, and analysis, visit OSINTinvestigate.com. Stay curious, stay critical, and keep investigating. See you in the next episode.